Hey guys, so Matt Wolfe put out a video talking about the WebGPT versus Devin demonstration that I had put out the other day. And first of all, I want to say thank you, Matt, for covering this. I think you bring up a lot of really good points, and I'm going to roll in particular a part of your video that I really wanted to focus on and kind of respond to here.
Josh Olin here on Twitter. Watching the demo that he put out, it does code. He basically made a custom GPT inside of ChatGPT that will write code and then go back and forth with you and iterate and build on the code and improve it until you get what you're looking for. Devin is getting a lot more attention than WebGPT is for a few reasons. One, it's a custom GPT. And I think a lot of people sort of don't put a lot of value on custom GPTs already. I just think that's the fact of the matter because they're so easy to create. For the most part, people value GPTs less than they value a standalone SaaS software product. The ease of creating GPTs has just kind of, in my opinion, devalued them.
As much as it pains me to say this, Matt's actually not wrong here. This is the GPT store, and right now it's full of what are, for the most part, just glorified complex system prompts. They're just generic GPT-4 wrappers that don't actually do anything particularly noteworthy or extra capable outside of what native GPT-4 can do. But this is where it's instructive to really emphasize the difference between WebGPT. This is a top-down shooter that I made using nothing but natural language and the no-code creative playgrounds that WebGPT has access to. You see these external function calls that it's making. So the important distinction here is just how much is built under the hood, behind the scenes, and WebGPT is just an abstraction on top of it, an interface into it. This is the OpenAPI specification for WebRequest, which is the underlying platform that powers WebGPT. And you'll notice that this specification itself, all by itself, is over 1,000 lines long. And this is just what defines how the custom GPT agent can interact with this backend and give it all of its capabilities. And there's over 3,500 lines of Python code under the hood here that is actually powering all the different functions and all the different external services that WebRequests and WebGPT has access to. There's actually 9 core endpoints, and all of this is extremely proprietary under the hood type services that makes WebGPT so capable. So WebGPT is so much more than just what your traditional custom GPT system prompts have come to make you expect. And so to illustrate the point here and how significant that is, I'm going to look at the GPT Web Pilot. Now, this is not just a custom system prompt that is glorified GPT wrapper. They actually do have some backend services that are similar to WebGPT that try to go get you web knowledge retrieval at inference time. Now, of course, WebPilot can't do any of the no-code coding stuff that I was showing you with building a game or an app or something, but even in just the core lane of something like finding a website, navigating to it, reading the white paper, and then doing some sort of an inference or a summarization thereafter, this is right in the core lane of something like WebPilot, and it's completely not able to do this task. And that's because the amount of work to actually create a multi-step AI agent that can break down tasks into multiple parts and continue to complete them, that's a really complicated build. There's a lot behind the scenes here. So I mean, again, this abstraction might just be a custom GPT named WebGPT. And while that might not strike you as significant, but the amount that's going on under the hood here is actually really substantial. And the end result and the actual user experience is profound. Now, for some context, this is a blockchain project that I used to work on before I was an AI engineer. And our goal, it's called GTFO, it stands for Get the Fraud. Our goal was consumer protection and to eliminate a lot of the crypto fraud that you saw. And you'll notice that on this task, it actually encountered an error on its 4th request. And nevertheless, it still recovered and was able to completely finish the task that I had set it out to do. And again, just contrast that with the absolute non-completion of WebPilot. And just to be clear, this is the website. It was dumbbuster.org. It's supposed to find the white paper link, open the PDF, read it. Here's all the sections. You'll see the problem, solution, the technology, proof of stake. And this is WebGPT, the problem, solution, the technology, proof of stake. So I'm not looking to toss shade at WebPilot at all. Obviously, they're trying to do similar work, but with a multi-step, a multi-part task like this, it's not able to compete with WebGPT. Although, when we go back and look at the actual GPT store, it's absurd the amount of visibility that they get compared to us. And this was sort of the heart of the frustration that I was having around, because again, I understand what Matt is saying. Matt Wolfe is pointing out that there's sort of this stigma around custom GPTs, and yet we have so much more under the hood good here that is to WebGPT that meets the eye. And despite all of that, there's this politicking that even in the custom GPT store itself, that there's this sort of really weird double standard, or this weird politic game that rises some of these much less capable systems to the front and to the top, that are more interested in price gouging, more interested in sort of false advertising and overpromising. And it's actually really, really frustrating, because that is kind of begetting the problem itself. It's this self-fulfilling prophecy that then ultimately makes the real products, the real services, the real technology from proprietors like our team, it really makes that hard to break through all of the noise, despite having really great signal. And one of the other pieces of feedback Matt had in his video was that perhaps the branding WebGPT was working against us, and he had cited that there's a lot of them in the store. But this is actually not the case. This is, we happen to be a pretty popular GPT, and so anytime that there's something like that, there are copycats that will come in and try to capitalize on that visibility. Look at this one. They even claim that they are the official one. They're trying to pretend that they're powered by web requests. They're not. We're the only one that's powered by web requests. WebPilot has this same problem. So this is more of just a problem that the GPT store doesn't allow you to have exclusive namespace registration. So Matt, thanks again for featuring us in your video. It really helped give us a boost. We've been getting a lot of great feedback from the top-down shooter video I put out and the Devin Pong video demonstration that I put out. So people have been asking how to support us, because we are a bootstrap startup and it's a very competitive landscape. So I have opened up a Patreon. There's a few different tiers you can support it. Your basic $5 tier will get you priority access to my inbox, guaranteed replies from me anytime you message me. It'll also get you early access to any beta features or new releases that I have. There's the $9.99 a month tier, which will get you access to all the pro mode features inside of WebGPT. So if you have a ChatGPT Plus subscription, you'll be able to do all the pro mode editing and advanced tooling. And then also there's a $20 tier, which is more of a like a pre-order for WeGPT.ai. We are developing our own platform because, again, Matt, your advice is right. Like, ultimately, people generally are looking for their own standalone platforms. There's also a lot more value that we can add by having our own platform here. With a single subscription, you'll be able to get access all of the different LLMs, GPT-4, Gemini Pro, Claude 3, you name it. And so for $20 a month, you'll kind of pre-order it every time. For every month that you are a member of that Patreon tier, you'll get credited a free month of WeGPT once it is ready and launches later this year.